Hi everyone, I'm Driana Karsten, the creator of ScamSense, and I want to welcome you to my channel. This is probably one of the hardest videos I'll ever make, but one of the most important, because I'm here today not just to introduce myself, but to share a story I never imagined would become part of my life. A story about being caught in a crypto romance scam and how it cost more than money. It cost me my sense of safety, my peace, and trust for a long time. But I'm here now because I got back up. And my purpose with this channel is simple: to help you avoid scams, spot the red flags, protect the people you love, and break the silence that keeps victims feeling ashamed and alone. My story begins in August of 2023. I met someone on Facebook dating, a man who seemed real, seemed consistent, he was patient, he didn't rush me. We talked off and on for several months and his profile looked legitimate. His story made sense to me. And like so many victims, I told myself, I've done my research, I'm cautious, I'm not going to get caught up in a scam. But scammers have perfected the art of looking real, and he did. Time passed. Over a few months, I hadn't heard from him, and then eventually he did reach out again, this time on Messenger, and that's where things escalated. He told me he lived in California, and he wanted to get to know me, and he wanted to teach me how to invest in crypto the right way. He talked to me like a friend, like a partner, somebody I could trust and somebody I thought I connected with. We even made plans for him to drive out over his vacation time and spend a week with me in my home. I bought groceries. I made plans. I made space for him in my life, in my home, because I believed in him. I believed we had a connection. He then asked me to take a risk and invest a small amount. It was about $2,000 through a platform he said was connected to crypto.com. The site looked real. Everything about it looked authentic to me. I researched it online, looked to see if there were any complaints or any prior reports of fraud. I found none. Everything at that point looked legitimate. What I didn't know is that scammers commonly change the names of their fake platforms to stay ahead of the fraud reports. After our first trade, he encouraged me to withdraw a little under $2,000 at that point, and when it worked, it made me feel safe. This was all part of the manipulation. The moment of false legitimacy is often what hooks people, and it hooked me. Later, he guided me into investing an additional $52,000. At that point, the red flags hit hard. There were odd moments, things that didn't make sense. One of the most frightening moments was a night that I had gone to Walmart to go grocery shopping, bought my groceries home, put them on the counter, started putting things away, and at that time, I had a security camera sitting on my kitchen counter. The next day, when I was speaking with him, he told me that he had a dream that we went grocery shopping at Walmart together. And at that moment, I knew he wasn't just scamming me, he was watching me. Everything spiraled after that, and then I received a mystery phone call from someone who claimed to be an FBI agent that was investigating him, investigating the platform. Mentioned things like, if you want to continue to give your money to him, ma'am, then go ahead and do it. But when I tried to call the FBI, the local office there in Arizona where I was located, to see if he was an actual agent, they couldn't confirm if he was an agent. I also on numerous occasions tried to call him back and get more information. He never answered the phone and he never replied to my messages. Still to this day, there are so many questions about that caller, and part of me that's somewhat thankful. To this day, I'm still left not knowing why he called me, what part he played. Was he part of the scam, or was he really legitimately trying to help me? When I finally tried pulling my money off of this platform, I was instantly hit with questions requesting my personal information, detailed personal information like social security number, address, phone number, additional emails. Of course, I did not supply this information. Red flags were going off everywhere. But then, to pull my money out, it also asked me to put in an additional amount of cash, starting with $10,000 to $20,000 to cover taxes before I could pull my money out. Instantly, I knew I was done. I was most likely never going to see my money again. Why I created ScamSense. I never thought that I would be a person creating a video like this. I felt, hey, I'm intelligent, I feel intelligent, I'm resourceful, I do my homework, I do my research. But scammers prey on trust, compassion, loneliness, and hope. They don't care what level of intelligence you are. They care if you're going to connect emotionally. They will use a script. They will learn your vulnerabilities. They will do what it takes to build a connection with you. They weaponize connection. And it can happen to anybody. I never thought it would happen to me, and it did. It can happen to anyone. People are so quick to point their finger at the victim. Well, why did you get caught up in this scam? Why would you believe that? Because he groomed me. He groomed me for multiple months. I talked with this man off and on for a few months, and then consecutively for about 4 months. I believed in him. So I'm here now to give a voice to something people only view as, well, it's the victim's fault, and that is not the truth. It can happen to anyone. We do not talk about this often enough. We do not share often enough, and we should. There are so many other victims out there that have not come forward. They have not shared their story because they do feel ashamed. They do feel guilty. They feel like it's their fault. But this is a program, a script that works, and it works on millions of people. So I want to come together as a community, share our stories, build something to help protect others from this from happening, because this has been devastating. It's been heartbreaking. To help others recognize the signs, to help families understand what their loved ones are going through. You cannot do this alone. I could not do it alone, and I tried. I did not do well. So now I'm here to help others. Mostly I'm here to make sure fewer people experience what I did. And I want this channel to be a community, not just my story, our stories. So if you've ever been scammed or have a loved one that has been scammed, please comment or share your story. This is financially devastating and emotionally heartbreaking. It is a crime, but we don't have to face it alone. So thank you for being here, and welcome to ScamSense. Welcome to a place built on trust, healing, and protection. Again, thank you for being here, and thank you for listening.